So our today's topic is how to find the maximum point where we can get the benefit. So let's start with pre-background discussion. So we already found out that our resources are not not homogeneous, means they do not have similar skills, homogeneous in terms of their skills. So some are engineers, some are doctors, some are some business students, some are in aviation, some are in social sciences. So all our resources, especially the labor resource, are different from each other. So and the things we are producing do not require similar skills. And the things that we are trying to produce, like capital goods and machinery or food items, they do not need similar skills. It means that our production possibility frontier. So let me add it here. So because of these differences, the curve, the PPF will be bent outward, and it means there is more benefit in making a mixed output as compared to uh, focusing on one product. So this was the topic, that it is bent outward because the skills are different. If you produce one product, the labor which do not have the relevant skills will not perform very good. So if you stay within the limit, so what will happen? It will help you to produce more. So it means the center output is better than the corner outputs. So what we will do today is we will try to find how we'll try to discuss an example where we will learn that how businesses can find the the center. So let's make another example here. So in our previous diagram, what we did was we made an example PPF. Let me make it here. So the diagram that I made was like this. So it looks like the center point is somewhere here because it is the furthest from this zero. So the more distance that we have from zero, the more benefit we have. So I can write it here. More distance from zero means more benefit we will receive. Okay. So and that distance is because of, and it is because of differences in products. Okay, so this is the topic that we are discussing now. The problem at hand is that we don't know where this point is. So our PPF can be like this. Let's just make an example. So PPF can be something like this, where the center point is somewhere here. The benefit point is somewhere here. It's not in the center. So the problem is that if it is not in the center, it's not easy to find. So what we'll do today is that we will try. So we came to know that because of specialization, the PPF is bent outward, prompting that the mixed combination is more fruitful than the extreme combinations. So it is saying the same thing, that if the products are different, if you focus on only one product, what will happen? Some of your resources will not perform better because all of your resources are not having same skills, or the two products do not require similar skills. So it seems very easy to find the maximum benefit point if the PPF is shape is known like this. But how we will find it when it is unknown. So in real life, we don't know what is the exact shape of it. So today we are doing an activity, and in that way we will discuss how a PPF shape is defined in real life. Suppose you are starting your own business and you have to decide that we can produce two goods. So how much to produce A and how much to produce B. So this activity will help you to find the optimal point where you can allocate your resources, where you have the highest possible benefit. So let me open it up to the next slide. Okay, the screen. So suppose in real life you do not know the shape of the PPF, and as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, you have two products that you are going to produce. So as a new seller, the shape of PPF is unknown. So you have to decide between product A and B in terms of how much you will produce. So that is the problem now, because you cannot produce A using all resources, or B using all resources, as as all resources are not qualified to produce A only or B only. So there are mixed type of resources available. Few are good for A. Okay, so some are good for A and some are good for B. For example, you are opening a software house, and there are two products that you can make. One is a mobile game for Android users, and other is mobile game for Apple users. So you need the programmer, the game developers. So you have labor available, or you are hiring the labor. So you have the capital available, like you can say I can spend 1 lakh per month as salaries. So you have to decide that you can get four people of 25,000 each as a programming people who will develop the game for you. So now you have to decide how many Apple games you have to make, or how many Android games you have to make. So you cannot make all Android games, because you don't have all resources available for Android development. Secondly, the Apple games are also profitable, or you cannot make all Apple games, because you need Android games too, so that your market is bigger. So you have to decide that I have to make some of Apple games and some of Android games, so that I have both markets, and I can sell some of them in the Apple market, in the Apple store, and in some on the Android uh, Play Store. So that I can maximize my income. So now the problem is that he do not know what is the center point where it has a maximum output. So ideally, if the PPF is a standard shape that I made in the previous discussions, the center point should have been somewhere here, and because the curve is standardized, so it means it has the largest distance from the zero. Largest distance mean highest production. So here distance from zero means the increase in production. So but problem is that in when he has made his business, he do not know that if the center point is furthest, because in the market where he is trying to produce software, there are more Android developers as compared to Apple developers. That's why you can see it here is that the highest point of Apple is not far as compared to highest point of Android. So if I draw the lines, so if I change the color, so this distance is not big as compared to this distance. It means this is pointing us one new thing, that for this business, the resources for product B, which is Android applications, is easily available and are in excess as compared to product A. So it means the center point of this product will be more like somewhere nearer to product B. So if I make this, so what will happen, that this is the furthest decision. But the problem is that we don't know where this blue dot is. So let me write it with different color, and let me take. So the 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 problem at hand is that we do not know, as a new seller, is that where is this blue point which is furthest from origin. So we need to find this point so that we can, so what will be the advantage of this point? So this blue dot will ensure that we have highest possible production leading to highest possible income or profit. So as a seller, you have an issue that you have to maximize your income or profit with the minimum or scarce resources. So your resources is the salary that you can pay, and with the resources you have to buy labor. And you know that the Android labor are more available in the market. It means you can make more of Android products within the salary, but you are not sure okay, where is this blue dot? Is it very far from the red dot, or is it very nearer to product B, or is it somewhere nearer to product A? So this activity that we are going today is will help you to learn as a businessman how to find this ideal optimal point. And the advantage of that point is you are solving the problem of scarcity that may exist in the as a seller. And what was the scarcity? That you have limited income to pay, maybe 1 lakh rupee per month, and your objective is to get infinite profit. So you cannot get infinite profit, but you can try to maximize the profit by targeting the best possible outcome. Okay, so let's clear the screen and let's move to this point. So what will happen? So we will start with so as a company, you will start with 50-50 because you don't know the shape. So assume that the shape is standard, like we have seen it earlier. So we'll start with 50-50. Means you will spend 50,000 in salary for Android developers. Means you will hire 2 Android developers and you will hire 2 Apple developers. So you have 4 labor available. So we'll start with 50-50, and that will be somewhere in point C. So because you have resource given equal resources, so you will have a center point. Center point is calculated in mathematics using 45-degree line. So, so, so if you give equal resources, you will get equal outcome. So equal, this is the size of the outcome for Android, and this is size of the outcome of Apple and Android. So they are equal. So it is a 45-degree line. So your outcome is based on the 45-degree line, and 45-degree line shows us that the point C has equal amount of output. So he starts with equal production. He gives equal input to Apple production and Android production, and both his company is now producing equal amount of output. but he do not know that if it is profitable or not. Profitable depends upon production, so he does not know if this point has the highest possible production or not. So let's see. So what will happen is that now company will check a point toward A and one point toward B. So he will do two experiments. One experiment he will make a point A and point B, which are one is on the left hand side and one is on the right hand side of the diagram. So how he'll do it? So he will go with CA, and what will happen for A? CA means he is now what he is doing here. So let's make a right point. So for CA, he is hiring one more Apple developer as compared to Android developer. So there is one less Android developer and one more Apple developer. So what will happen? There is an increase in Apple production. How much it is increased? So let me take a dot. So it is increased from this to this much. So only this small amount has increased. Okay, because he's moved from C to CA. But how much Android has been decreased? So let me make a dot first. So this much Android production has been decreased. So if you look at here, so what has happened? So this is our loss and this is our, write it on the outside. See, this is our gain. So it's visibly, and you can easily observe that the gain is smaller than the loss. Okay, so let's see on the diagram. So for A, we can see benefit is smaller than the cost. So this point is not good. So he should not move towards point CA. So as a rational agent, take a red color. So as a rational agent, he will see that CA is not better than C. So he will not shift towards CA. He will stay at C. So this way he will find out the best possible point is not on the left hand side. So this experiment will tell him that the best point is not on the left side of C, which means he cannot get more benefit if he is focusing on Apple development. So he, if he focus on Apple development, he cannot get more benefit. Why? Because he do not have the resources that are available for Apple are not that good. So the reason can be that the resources available in the economy for Apple production, Apple development are not as good as resources available for Android development. So this means that he should not go. So if we compare with point B, so let's move towards point B. So what will happen? So when A is not better than C, A is not better than C. So let's, but if we compare with some other point that is B. So what is happening here is in point B, he is, what is happening here? Let's write it here. So he is hiring one extra developer, extra in the Android developer as compared and decreasing Apple developer. So what will happen? There is more production in Android market. So let's see it here. So now you can see in this diagram that when he has hired one extra Android developer, the benefit is this much and the cost is this much. So if I write it here, so this is gain and this is loss. So it is highly observable, easily observable that the gain is more than the loss. So this way we can, and why it is more than loss, because the we have already discussed that the developers in Android market are more skilled and productive in this example. If the example was reversed, that the Apple developers are more skilled, then you would see that the curve is more outward from the product A side. So here we can see that the seller should move towards CB. So as a rational seller, CB is better than C. He should shift the production from C to CB, means he should have one Apple developer and three Android developers. So that will have more. So this combination will increase output. So let's see. So what will happen? Let me go back first. So this way you can find the optimal point. So you can do this process again and again to look to shift one more and then one more, and a point will come where a point will come where gain will be less than loss. So you will stop there. Okay. So this way you can find the optimal point. Okay, so this is a method that we can use as a rational seller. So this was the topic for the finding the optimal point.